Welcome back everyone to another episode of Mumbles. Today I'm here to bring you guys another game review. And the game that I'll be reviewing today is one that I reviewed on the Nintendo Switch console. This game is Raging Justice. Now before I tell you anything more about this game, I do want to tell you that this game is available for $13.49 on the Nintendo Switch. It is also available on a couple other consoles, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and of course, PC. Now what is this game about? You know, that's a question that we always ask when we're doing a game review. This game is basically a beat 'em up game. It is a callback to those retro beat 'em up games that you had for the Genesis, such as Streets of Justice, Streets of Rage, and those kind of games. I probably screwed up the name on a couple of them. But those kind of games, you know the ones I'm talking about, the old school beat 'em up? This is a callback and a throwback to that. In this game, basically you play as a cop who is trying to arrest bad guys. And to do that, he beats them all up, blah, 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 blah. I'll get more into the mechanics later, but for those of you that are just interested in what the game is about, this is basically what the game is. It is a beat 'em up game, and it is a callback to retro games. So that is what you can expect from this game. Now graphic-wise, they did do a good job on the graphics for the most part. They're nice, crisp, and clean, and they didn't stick to like the old retro style graphics, which is a good thing. It's very crisp and clean. So in that regard, you can expect a really good graphical game. Now as far as the soundtrack is probably the strongest thing about this game. It has a great little soundtrack. You know, it has that music that makes you want to go in and beat up 15 million guys. You know what I memean? When you're playing this game, it really sets the mood well for what you're doing, which is kicking some butt. Now we've talked about the graphics and the soundtrack. Let's talk about the controls. Now the controls in this game are really simplistic, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I wasn't that impressed with them. Basically, the buttons that they give you are, they give you a kick button, they give you a punch button, they give you a grab button, they give you a jump button, and then you have your super button, which is basically a combo of two buttons, or for the Nintendo Switch you can also press one of the bumpers. So that is all there is to the controls. Not all that impressive. I like that they kept it retro, but I think they could have added in more stuff control-wise. There is also a dash using the control stick that can help you get out of harm's way, but really, this game, it's hard to get out of harm's way even with the dash, and sometimes the dash can put you in bad situations. The other thing that I gotta point to, and this will also move on to the con section, but I'm gonna point out now because it is a control issue. There's no block. There is no block in this game. So you're fighting the entire time and they can just wail on you. There's no block. So that has probably been my biggest gripe with this game. Now let's move on to the gameplay. Now I gotta caution you guys all before I start the gameplay section. I am reviewing this game from a solo perspective. If you play co-op, you'll probably have more success, you will probably have more fun, and you'll probably have an overall better gaming experience. But I'm reviewing this from a solo perspective. So I'm getting everything thrown at me without the addition or the help of a friend. So with that in mind, let's talk about the gameplay. Now gameplay in this game is fairly simplistic. Yes, there's a story. The story is basically this. You're a cop, you go in to get bad guys. To do this, you kick, jump, grab, and throw your way to victory. Now, one cool feature that this game does have is it does have an arrest feature. So basically how this works is if you are able to somehow stun an enemy, you can get behind them, grab them, and arrest them. Now when you do this, you will gain a health boost, which can be very helpful. Now another aspect of this game is that you can use weapons off the ground. So sometimes an enemy will come in with a bat. You kick the bat off and you pick up the bat. You can wail on people with it. So that is another cool aspect of this game. I do like that they put the weapons in like that. Now really that's all there is to this gameplay. It is a punch, kick, and work your way through things. But the problem that I have with the gameplay overall is they throw enemy after enemy after enemy after enemy after enemy after enemy at you. You sometimes have like 20 people going after you at the same time. I kid you not. It literally feels that way. It's just wave after wave after wave, and it's not even waves. It's not like, oh, 1, 2, 3. No, it's 5 on you at the same time. So you're hitting this way, you're punching this way, you're doing this, and it's just utter chaos. There's no block. Maybe some people like that thing, but I'll tell you more in my actual score section of what I thought about it. But obviously, I do want to point that out gameplay-wise. Now let's talk about the cons. Again, I'm reviewing this from a solo perspective, no co-op. So from a solo perspective, the first con that I have is the difficulty. This game is difficult as all get out. Like, they just throw so many enemies at you. And in the campaign, yes, you do get multiple continues. And yes, you can make your way through it that way. And I'm sure that if you had more skills than Mumbles had, you could make your way through this game with ease. But as someone who never played those old retro type games, I can tell you, I had a lot of problems advancing in this game. It's hard. It throws so many enemies at you, it's just ridiculous. And like I said, first con is the difficulty. The second con that I have with this game, as I've already pointed to, and I'm not going to talk a lot about it, is the controls. I wanted a block button. Plain and simple. Simple, simple, simple. The final con that I do have with this game is it is rather short. For the price that they're charging of it, I think that it could have been a little bit longer, but I do understand them not wanting to drag it out. But at the same time, it could have been a little bit longer, guys. So really all that's left here to ask is, what is Raging Justice going to get on our Mumbles review? I really wanted to love this game. I really did. Because I know a lot of people out there love these kind of games, or at least they used to love these kind of games. And it's really been a genre that's kind of died out over the years. So I really, really, really wanted to love this game. But unfortunately, I just couldn't, guys. I tried really hard to. But I gotta be honest with you guys on my review. And as much as it pains me to say, I gotta give Raging Justice a 5 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. I just felt like they could have done things better. Yes, they did a lot right, but they did a lot wrong also. Throwing so many enemies at you at the same time just makes things hectic and solo. It almost makes it to the point, for me personally, where it was unplayable. Now, maybe some of you veterans of these kind of series can figure out how to work your way through it, but with no block, no way to stop enemies, all you could literally do was wail, punch, 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 punch. And a lot of the time, somebody could just walk up to you while you're wailing and tase you and you'd fall down, and then that was that. So I just gotta be honest, 5 out of 10. If you love these kind of games, you're probably gonna love this game. But if you're new to these kind of games and you don't, you probably won't. Anyways, guys, this has been my review of Raging Justice. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts so much. Please, if you guys don't mind, do support the channel. Drop me a like, drop me a sub, all that stuff. You know, click the bell, keep notified of my videos. And yeah, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, and smack all those buttons. Now, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.